Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to another live with movie talk at Pressplay Cinema. Today tenemos una compatriota conmigo, puertorriqueña, called Charlie Yvonne Maisonet. Me encanta que lo vamos a hacer en inglés. Normalmente voy en español con personas que son de Puerto Rico para poder promover el lenguaje y nuestro idioma, porque para mí el español es un idioma bien hermoso. Pero hoy I saw the trailer, and the trailer is in English. So it would only make sense for us to speak in English just so that English speakers can understand us much better. So without further ado, before introducing you to Miss Charlie, I would like to show you guys the trailer for Jekka. Let's go ahead and show it right quick. Enjoy.
She was dead. On the ground, and he was motionless and covered in some blood. I don't know what happened.
What do you see, Manolo?
A grandmother in pain over the loss of her only granddaughter. Rage, hate, torment in her eyes. Jekka Kanoshka is an extremely powerful Jaa woman and will prick her.
I don't believe in curses. No child women.
¿Qué pasó? What happened? La niña. Mario, he's only a child. Who killed her?
Take your hands off of me! I love you and love you more than anything.
I don't want you stepping through this coffee plantation anymore.
Jekka! Mali, dai, Chimpati, Bechpa.
Well, okay, guys, that was the trailer. Very, very interesting. I saw it the first time, but I didn't see it completely. I just wanted to see the language first, and I wanted to save my reaction for this part. Wow. Okay. I'm actually feeling that pride in my heart. Thank you so much, Charlie. Without further ado, let's introduce Miss Charlie. How you
Hi,
doing today?
everyone. Hi, Rose. Thank you so much for having me. I'm awesome. I'm actually here in Puerto Rico on one of the locations that we will be continuing to film this amazing story, and it's called Hacienda Muñoz. So it's right behind us. So really proud to be here in La Isla, and to have the pleasure to film with some of Puerto Rico top actors. As you can see, you saw Modesto Lazan there. We brought Harley Becerras from Spain. He was in Netflix Vis a Vis. And just a great cast and a great story to tell. Thank you
No,
for having
listen.
us. Hmm.
Listen, amazing, amazing trailer. I loved
Thank
it, and I
you.
can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
I did notice that you did told me you're in Puerto Rico. I love and I
Mhm.
miss Puerto Rico so much. How's
Yes,
everything there?
beautiful. Oh, you got to come down. It's beautiful. The people, the food, the weather.
The
As you can
food.
see behind me, there is a coffee plantation right behind me. So I'm actually sitting here and I can smell the aroma of fresh brew coffee. You have to come down.
Listen, I am not a coffee drinker, but the
Mhm.
morning coffee smell
Mhm.
in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Ah, Ah, this is the
Exactly,
best alarm to
exactly.
wake up to. I'll be honest with you.
No, it
So
is. And it's funny because when I first wrote Jekka, the intentions was to go film it at a coffee plantation in Costa Rica. And I'm a Puerto Rican, but I was raised in New York, so I didn't really know how many coffee plantations are actually here in Puerto Rico. And a friend of mine said, "Hey, Charlie, why don't you film in Puerto Rico?" And I'm like, "They have coffee plantations?" She said, "Chica, yes, they do." And I've had the pleasure to film in Hacienda Lealtad, which is in Lares. I don't know if you've ever visited. If you haven't, you have to. It will take you back to the 1830s. That's how old the hacienda is. And as soon as you step foot in there, you are transported back in time.
sí, muchachas, si yo salí de Puerto Rico a mis 22 años, yo estoy
Ah,
born and raised en Puerto Rico,
so
so es
you
como
know.
nostalgia es lo que me estás dando con cada palabra que estás
Sí.
diciendo.
Sí, de verdad. Yo no me crié aquí. I wish I did because Puerto Rico, me fui cuando tenía 3 años, right? I was 3 years old. But I've always had Puerto Rico in my heart. And everything I do, I always look to see how can we include our people? How can we include Puerto Rico? And I'm very proud to be here, to be honest with you.
Muchas, muchas gracias por tu trabajo. Bueno, antes
Yes.
de comenzar, before starting, I would like the audience to learn a little bit about you as a
Okay.
director. Can you tell us
Thank
a
you.
little bit about your work as a director?
Yeah, so I've been directing now for about 10 years. And of course, when you're a writer and a director, you wear multiple hats in this business. I've helped other filmmakers make their dreams come true to make their production. And now I'm here in Puerto Rico making my dream come true with this big production of Jekka. This is my very first, and it's a trilogy. So there's three parts to the story. I'm from Manatí, Puerto Rico. So everybody knows I'm from Manatí, del puntito en la I. And at 3 years old, I was moved to New York City. I did grow up in New York, went to school in New York. But when I was 18 years old, I wanted to learn to speak Spanish more. And what better way than through music? So I wrote a song, and it's una salsa que se llama Firmada con un beso. And I started with the band de Frankie Ruiz. I was very blessed because these people came into my life, and it's an awesome experience. So I wrote Jekka 4 years ago. I started writing this amazing story. It is a horror thriller, but it has more than just that. The characters, the story, you're going to fall in love even with Jekka herself, because who is Jekka? She's a grandmother. She's an indigenous grandmother who unfortunately, she finds her granddaughter missing, and the outcome is not good, right? When she finds her, she's no longer with us, and that creates that pain and rage when you don't know how to forgive. How do you channel all those emotion, right? That's how you get that good horror story from that. But I'm fortunate to be here in Puerto Rico, fortunate to have so many people in Puerto Rico just saying, I want to be part of this, and just opening other doors for us here in La Isla. Jorge Antares is one of them. That he'll be here in a little while too. He's been every location we
Jorge
go, he's
Antares
here.
gonna be there.
Yeah, and Jorge Antares actually
Me
plays
lo
the
pones en la
attorney.
cámara para decirle, mira, atrevido.
He'll be here. He'll be here a little later after I interview, but he is an important part of this production as well. I'm here also with Milton Dorta, which I can actually introduce you to him. Milton Dorta has been by my side from ground zero, right? From the start of this film, when it's just a thought in your mind to then on paper, and then to actually be out here and seeing these actors live each character. From Jessica Camacho, which is the one that you saw playing La Esposa. She plays the wife. Harley Becerra, the husband. Um, we were in Hacienda Lealtad, and we had the entire hacienda to us. 20 days
Wow, qué
filming.
bendición.
We even got hit with a storm, right? You always got to plan for everything when you're in Puerto Rico. But it was so amazing. I mean, the behind the scenes, that's one of the things that we look forward to showing the film, but I get more excited to show you guys the behind the scenes when they're ready. How did we get here, right? you know what did everyone do for this film? Because most people say, oh, the director or the writer, but no, it's a team of people. It's a big team of people that believe in the same vision, believe in the story, and they give us 200%. There's no 50% here. There's no even 100%. You come in with 200%, and that's what makes magic.
Así es que se supone que es. It's supposed to be like that. I mean, who
Mm-hmm.
goes to a movie set and not bring magic in?
Yes,
How are we going to
yes,
transmit all those emotions, all those beautiful messages, all that
exactly.
anecdote, all that narrative without the emotion, without the magic? Because that's, I'll be honest with you, something about actors that I really
Mm-hmm.
enjoy watching movies is just how they embody every character.
Oh,
And they just,
yes.
and it makes you love it because there's some people, there's some films in which there's a villain and it's so good that you end up hating this character, but that's how you
For
know it
real.
was great. Like, oh my gosh, if I see you in person, I'll beat you. It's on sight.
Yes.
It's on sight. And then it's like, okay, it's a character. It's a character. He got
Yes.
paid for this. It's not like he chose to be this.
Exactly. And I'll tell you one more thing, Rose. The trailer that you're seeing, this story is broken into two parts. We filmed the first part at the end of November of 2022. Okay.
En
So
Puerto
almost two
Rico.
en Puerto Rico, en
Ay,
Hacienda
muchacha, hermoso
Live.
porque mira que hace frío en cualquier sitio del mundo.
Exacto, exacto. So we filmed it then, but what we filmed was 20 years earlier. Okay, so you guys have not seen Jekka yet. That you see happening there is a nightmare that he has, right? You guys have not seen. I have worked on Jekka's concept. Her look from head to toes is going to be epic. And she's indigenous, which is another thing. You don't see a lot of indigenous entities, or in horror films. You really don't see it. My queen, because she is a queen, she's a queen of her tribe. Es la reina de su tribu, ¿me entiendes? She protects her people, she loves her people, but she's very powerful. Never forget her powers.
Mhm.
So now you guys are going to get to see that in the second part when we come back to film in Puerto Rico. We're going to be here August 19th, 2024. We're going to be out here filming. And now we get down to the nitty gritty of this movie. So it's going to be exciting. And you're more than welcome. If you're in La Isla, you're more than welcome. Come on the set, join
Mira,
us,
muchacha,
and see
si
how
yo
we make
estuviera
it.
ahí, tú sabes el cohete que yo cojo para llegar allá.
Pues eres
Mm,
mi invitada de
don't
honor
tell me we had
cuando
a good
quieras.
time.
Ujú.
No, mira, hablando de eso, I do love that you used an indigenous character because I have this festival going on and there's one of our Puerto Rican submitters.
Ujú.
He submitted one awesome film. It's a cool film. It's a great concept, and he had an indigenous character there, but he
Wow.
killed him
Wow.
off too quick, and I was so mad. And I was like, "Listen, I love the film. It's cool, but I would have loved for the Taino to had a little bit more screen time, more story to tell. Because
Yes.
wow, do you know how rich is to have a Taino in a film? Like we don't,
Exactly.
the Tainos don't have a lot of representation when it comes to
Yes.
their roots and their indigenous history. Yeah,
Right.
there's documentaries, there's some films, but nothing
Hmm.
that really goes in what the Taino culture was. So
Right.
really thank you for doing that. So
Oh,
without
you're
further ado,
welcome.
I want to go ahead and move on to our first question of the day.
Yes,
Our
ma'am.
first question of the day is, what inspired you to delve into the supernatural and curse themes for this film?
Absolutely, absolutely. What to me, what got me into it, I've always loved horror. Even though I am the most scared, I'm a chicken. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a chicken. But when it comes to writing it, I truly believe in order for you to write a good horror movie, you have to walk through the nightmare. So with this movie in particular, Jekka, I have it in my heart because like I tell my team, we breathe, eat, and everything else Jekka, right? What inspired me is the story itself. Like you said, the Taino in Puerto Rico, we don't get a lot of representation. Yeah, we all know we're Guerrera Taino, we'll say it. But what do we really know, right? What do we really know of
Mhm.
that culture? Because we'll see it in the mortals, or we'll see it in the rocks. Like I saw la cara del indio when we were in Oaxaca yesterday, locking that location in. And you see it and you understand that it's in our ancestry, but what do we really know, right? Even the language
Right.
is a little bit lost, right? Because I had to create a dialect for this film. So what inspired me is everything, everything about our ancestors, and then giving it the same heart that we have nuestras abuelas. ¿Cómo no nos quieren nuestras abuelas? When I
Right.
I'll tell you one thing. When I left, I was 3 years old, and I still remember my grandmother. I still remember her taking me to the airport. I remember she didn't know how to ride the escalator. And I remember us being on the escalator and her saying, "How do we get off?" And I'm 3 years old, and we both boop, fell right off. But ese amor de abuela is what I want people to see in Jekka. You understand? Because we got our mothers, but abuelas here in Puerto Rico, those are the ones que uno respetaba, que te daban el cariñito, que te mimaban. They would spoil you. And so for me, Jekka has so
Really.
much more than just horror. I could tell you I love writing horror film, but this story has more than that. It has un corazón, and the heart is precious. Remember this, Rose. The heart is so precious. Someone gives you their heart, you protect it. When someone don't protect a pure heart that's given, you could change that person's life, either for
Forever.
good or for bad, but you will change that person. That's a responsibility. So with Jekka, that's what I wanted to show. Look what happens when you have a pure heart and you hurt that heart. Take away what they
Mm.
love. And you're going to have una guerrera. You're going to have a warrior that's more powerful in death than she was in life. And that's who Jekka is. Jekka Kanoska.
Girl, I'm telling you, I don't know if you how do you say that word? I don't know if you breathed yourself or like practiced it in front of the mirror, but amazing. Thank you so
No.
much. Some of the things that I do want to express at you got me with watery eyes because it's like
Uh,
it's again it's not a lot of representation we have in our ancestors, and the fact
mhm,
that you took the time to check on the dialect, on the history, on the
mhm.
ancestry to bring it into picture. It gives me a lot of nostalgia, and I'm really proud of what you're doing.
Get
So
ready because
thank you so
with
much.
me I have Milton Dorta, and Milton and Victor Santiago. They own Uderas to Music, Puerto Rican los dos. The important part of them is the music. You understand? The music, it has still that tribal in there, and it has that heart. You talk to me about getting teary eyed. Wait till you see the scene now with the music they've created. Because as a writer, I need to know what my audience is feeling. And every scene that I write, I already know what I want them to feel. If I want them to laugh, which in horror I really don't, you don't want that. If you want them to feel that pain, and I want my audience to understand that pain. So when we were filming a scene in Hacienda Lealtad, the two female actors, which is Kesia Elwin and Jessica Macho, Jesse is begging Kessia to help me. I know my husband is no good. I know she understands now. She has to let go of that love and put all that love into her daughter. Save my daughter, protect my daughter. And I tell you, you forget you're filming because you're watching these powerful actresses. Y yo
Right.
estaba llorando. Like, I was like, when we finished, we had to clap because we were so in tune at that moment with them. That's how I want my audience. I want them that connected to each personality, each character, because each character has a backstory and each character has an important part to bring the story to life.
Wow, Charlie, you got it all. You got it all already
Thank you.
playing
Thank
out for
you.
you, girl. Like this is amazing. And normally, and not to throw shade or anything, normally I'm
Mm-hmm.
not really as excited to watch a Puerto Rican film. Not
Uh-huh.
because I don't support, because I would really love for them to be like, "Hey, this is the new Hollywood," right there in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Um, but it's sometimes the art of storytelling is lost on
Yes.
visuals. Oh, I just want to show this, I want to show that.
Mm-hmm.
What about the story? What are you really saying? What are you portraying? And
Exactly.
the fact that you're explaining this, because somebody said in the comments right there, let me show it again.
Uh-huh.
um, Somebody said it right there. They said, "Hey, your heart is in this movie. Your soul is in this movie."
Absolutely.
So that's really what we really want to do. Hey, the slogan of our company is "Dare to Inspire." That's what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
girl. Thank you so much for that. Let's move on to our question
Uh-huh.
number two. How
Okay.
did you approach the character development of She Woman Jekka, considering her formidable and mystical qualities?
Okay. So with Jekka in the beginning, she's just an abuela. When she arrives at Hacienda Lealtad, she's asking, where is Ma'ali? ¿Dónde está mi Ma'ali? right? And she's just searching for that granddaughter. And I approached it there with the heart of remembering your grandmother. You know, a lot of us, by the time we grow up, our grandparents are not with us. And a lot of us have the fortune to have a few generations in the family still with them. So in the beginning of the movie, I approached her like a powerful woman because she has her tribu behind her. She has a tribe and they're unseen. So they're covered by nature. Okay. She don't remove her mask for no one. But my granddaughter is missing. And you see her in that trailer remove her mask and show you her face. That's
Hmm.
powerful. For we are the unseen, right? But she took it off
Right.
and showed it to the people that are not part of her tribe. She humbled herself. Where is my granddaughter? And out of that humble, they're still lying to her. We don't know. She's gone. When she
Y'all don't
finds
know who
her,
you messing with.
exactly. So that's what I'm showing right there. Mira como se quita la máscara. She takes it off and she pulls her head up, which is Blanca Lisette Cruz, actriz de Puerto Rico. She's out here. She does a lot of theaters. Yes. Y ella se quita, she takes off the mask and her chin automatically goes up. ¿Dónde está Ma Ali? But she just exposed her face. And that's a way to show I humble myself. Just give me my granddaughter. When she finds the body of Maali in the coffee plantation, we got to change that character, right? We got to change that character because it's a traumatic experience that now Jekka has to deal with a pain, and you see it and it's emotional. Tú la ves caminando and she's emotional. There's a song that was written specifically for that scene que when you hear it, tears are going to drop because everybody in the audience is going to understand that loss, that love, that loss, how you lose all your powers. You can't bring them back.
Yeah, I mean it's science, it's behavioral science. Hey,
Exactly.
you can have a set of values and morals in your
Mm-hmm.
spirit. And if the wrong person gets to you and breaks that down, you're broken as a person. It's you putting back the pieces
Absolutely.
to get back there. And some people don't know how to do that. They
Absolutely.
take time or they never get better. And that never get
Absolutely.
better, that's when monsters are born.
Exactly. Absolutely. So the audience will get to see that breakdown, that pain. Her hands drop, her head's up to the sun. She looks at the sun and she remembers that Nina from the minute she took her first step. From the minute her foot connected to the ground and the telluric energy gave her the power to grow up to the beautiful teenage girl that she was. And that's where we start breaking this character down.
Hmm.
Now we start turning that into rage, vengeance. I'm indigenous. My word doesn't count because he has the money. He owns the hacienda. He
Huh.
owns the pueblo. Nobody listens.
It resonates with a lot of stuff that are currently happening. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Your voice, you could shout, you could gritar a los vientos. Nobody hears you because you're indigenous.
and there's no mula.
There's no mula, right? So here's where, as a writer, you have to be in that world. I am not when I'm writing. I am not here. My physical body is here. I am in there with Jekka. I am at the burial. I am at the moment where she says she forgets about all good inside because what did good bring me? Right? So now her
Hmm.
power is going to go into the dark side. You're there with her. We got to change her. And all this anger and all this pain and all this hate built a monster, like you said. Now she's no longer Jekka Kanoska. Now she's Jekka. And you'll
Hmm.
see it in her hair. She has beautiful white hair. We're still keeping that white hair, but it's no longer that beautiful, right? You're going to see when you see her, you're going to be like, wow.
No, you
She's
know,
going to
one of
keep.
the things that really I loved about the trailer, it was her white hair. It really gave up like ancestry vibes, like
Yes,
she is ancient and she came from the past to see what's going on. Like hey, I came
absolutely.
to see what's going on. This is where I used to
Absolutely.
be. Like, what's going on? Who's here now? What's Like
And
it
look at her
looks
outfit.
so cool.
Look at her outfit. Now we could have gone, most people when they want to do indigenous, they really want to make you think that everybody dresses. No, there's royalty there. Understand that we, the people that are so far away from their indigenous roots, we are the poor people because we don't know how to connect to the earth. We don't know how to appreciate nature,
Mhm.
right? People that
You're
maintain their
here.
indigenous roots, they are royalty. And so they needed to dress royalty. Her outfit actually came from Sri Lanka. I had that made and sent over to us. She walks in royalty, you know? And so I wanted to portray that because a lot of times is what we call smoke mirrors, right? You see someone that has money. How do you know they have money? Oh, you see the land, you see the car they drive, you see that's all smoke mirrors.
Hmm.
That's all smoke mirrors. The rich person is the person that knows that if I walk barefoot on this grass, Mother Earth is gonna power me up. There's no inflammation in my body.
Hmm.
Nuestros abuelos, they'll live to be 90 and they can freaking go up hills and not be out of breath. You understand? So that's what I wanted with this tribute. And let me tell you something. It's a trilogy. So we're just getting started with Jekka. You
Girl,
understand?
don't get me started. You're
We're
gonna
just
have me
getting
here on a
started.
pool of tears if you keep making this happen.
Yeah, no, no, no. You're gonna love it. And at the end of the day, Jekka has a lot of multi facets to the character that I had to really understand her and not be fiction, right? Because a lot of things we make up, but not be fiction in the sense, how would this person handle this? What
Mm.
would you do if this happened to you? You understand? And if you didn't do that, what would be the other extreme of that? So we take it to the other extreme, which I'm a powerful Shah woman in life, then I'm going to be a more powerful Shah woman in death.
Mhm.
So that's what got me inspired. I think it's exciting, for the actors to be able to embody this personality is a challenge in their career. I'm the type of director that I don't just sit there and let you act. If I don't feel that you have opened your body to allow this character in, and I don't feel her, we're doing it again.
And
And
again,
maybe you didn't
you
understand the
gotta get it
character.
right, bros.
I,
You gotta get it right, bros.
we got to get it right. And you know what? And I'm not afraid to say, hey, listen, Rose, come here. Let's talk a little bit. Everybody take a break. So let me tell you a little bit more backstory about Jekka. But not because it's not really telling an actor you're doing it wrong. It's about maybe the actor doesn't understand the character completely. Let's talk about Jekka a little bit. So did you know that Jekka has a sister? No, you didn't know that because it wasn't in the script. But now I'm going to give you your backstory. And giving the actors their backstories helps them connect more. So when they're in front of the camera, they're going to give you magic because they already understand. And it's a thriller because you're going to find out things that maybe one actress knows because I shared it with her, but I didn't share it with the other actress because I want that surprise. You understand?
And that's
So,
beautiful. Let me tell you that.
yes.
That's beautiful because we have worked with so many directors, and there's directors that will be very strict with their craft, but
Mhm.
so strict that the magic of making the film is lost. It's like I
Uh,
want everything to the T. But remember that you're working with actors that took
uh-huh.
improv classes, actors that practice Meisner if they did,
Mhm.
actors that have so much more to offer. So thank you so much for
Oh, you're
taking that
welcome.
time to direct rightfully an actor,
Thank
because
you.
that backstory really, really enriches the character that they are portraying and impersonating. So thank you for taking the
Absolutely.
time to empower the actor like that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's move on to our question number three. Our question number three is: can you share any insight on the symbolism behind the cursed devil's tree of life in the film?
Absolutely. So the devil's tree, I created it. Of course, it's a fictitious element, but we actually have Joshua Nisley. He's a beautiful artist. He's going to be coming here from Michigan, okay, to Puerto Rico, and he's actually going to create this tree from scratch. Now, when I came to Scout, Puerto Rico has a lot of beautiful trees with big roots, like the ceiba tree. Um, but none of the trees were horrific enough. You understand? You got to have this tree that is going to conjure the new Jekka. So the tree is called the Devil's Tree of Thorn, okay? And it stands in the middle of a dirt road, blocking the passage. The thorns on this tree are translucent at the tip. So when we do our opening scene, you will see little bit of blood just pulsating through the translucent part. Now, what Jekka did here was when she was so angry and she wanted to curse the bloodline and their grounds because they had a beautiful coffee plantation, it was everything for them, right? She wanted to make sure she cursed the ground. How do you curse the ground? Through the trees, because the roots of the trees will extend out.
True.
Understand that we are the trees. Look at your insides, match it with a tree, and you're going to say, wow. So her roots extend out. So we're going to see these roots just protruding out of the ground. Her branches and her hair. Remember, I talked to you about her hair, that beautiful white hair. So her connection with the tree is she chose the devil's tree of thorns to seal her blood with a curse on the blood of the Monroes. Okay? So when she hangs herself on this tree, her blood goes through the thorns because she's getting pierced and it locks it in. And
Hmm.
you will see the roots. And now the hacienda will never again bear another coffee cherry. So wealthy, right? Let's talk about smoke mirrors again, right? You're rich, but yet your grounds now don't give you what you thought you were rich was your car, your house, your everything. No, baby. It was Mother Earth providing you the plants. The plants provided you the cherries and then provided you the coffee. And that brought you your riches. Now we're going to take all that
Mhm.
away. The hacienda's going to deteriorate. 20 years go by and not one cherry is going to grow until 20 years later, when that little girl that was taken out at 5 years old comes back and steps foot on the hacienda, and her foot touching that ground reactivates the lock curse.
Wow.
And that's what we're filming now between August to October, 35 days of filming here in Puerto Rico.
Wow. Ma'am, I'm not. You said you started
Mhm.
writing this 4 years ago, right?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Wow. Ma'am,
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. I
wait.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go to our question number 4. Our question number 4 is,
Okay.
how do you work with the cast and crew to create a chilling and immersive atmosphere for the supernatural events in the story?
Very, very simple. It starts from the moment that I send them the NDA first, right? Because we're going to keep this among us, and the script. Once they got their hands on the script, they couldn't put it down. They couldn't believe that an independent filmmaker, because I'm not a big production company. Hey, this is my first footsteps, and you guys are all part of these steps. Like they say, that print that they have, the sand with the prints, and they ask, well, where's God? And he says, I was carrying you, right?
Yeah.
La pisada en la arena. It's the same thing. You guys are all part of my footsteps here in Puerto Rico with this story. So each actor understood their role and the power that each role has. So how did I handle it when I came to Puerto Rico? And when we first filmed here, it was a big cast. Now this is gonna be easy. Now we got 3, 4 actors at a time. We can handle this. Before, it was like 20 something cast, crew. We had to have chef cooking for them and everything else. And we're in this huge hacienda that, they have, how many acres they have there? Like 60 something acres at Hacienda Lealtad. You know what I did first, Rose? As soon as they were landing from each one coming from wherever they were coming, and the ones from Puerto Rico, I said, meet me in el Café Bistro de Hacienda. Dinner and lunch is on me. Whatever you want. It's not about the movie right now. It's about our connection. And they all
Mm.
got there, and everybody, había un cantante ahí, thank God he was there, because that was a great help too. He was playing the guitar and singing. And everybody was so immersed in the food de Puerto Rico and their drinks and the music and dancing that they all connected with each other. I didn't have to do anything. That's it. And I remember my brother saying, he calls me E for Yvonne. He's like, how much is this going to cost you? Because he's that brother. And I said, who
I
cares?
can ask any Puerto Rican. How much?
Yes,
For all
because
of
it's
that.
everybody. Everybody's food's on me. Guess what I said to him? I said to him, bro, I don't care how much it's going to cost me, because the magic they're going to give me tomorrow when we start filming is
Huh.
priceless. Let them, because people who vibrate high, people who are happy will always make magic. Remember that. The next morning at 5 in the morning, everybody with their clothes, sharp, makeup, ready to go on set for me. That's how I connect with them. I let them connect on their own, bring them together. Forget about everything else. Just let them be themselves, and you're going to see.
Ma'am, I'm telling you. But you mentioned you're an independent filmmaker.
Yes,
Let me tell you
ma'am.
something about that. I feel that Hollywood right now, it's more about who you have with you, how many followers do you have,
Mhm.
how much influence can you give. It's not
Right.
about the talent no more. That's just my experience. That's just how I see it happening on people. I know so many amazing artists, and they
Mhm.
haven't made it yet there, like, to the, oh, let's put our hands in the Hollywood Hall of Fame and whatnot.
Mhm.
None of that. Why? Because they don't have that popularity. And I feel that's unfair, because
Right.
look at what you're doing. And just with your narrative, with your narration, I'm trying to not cry. I'm choking up here. Imagine when I get to see the film and I
Yes,
feel that
ma'am.
pride, like a Puerto Rican compatriota did this. And I
Así
am
es.
so proud. So
Thank
proud.
you.
And one of the things that I do when I talk to people about Puerto Rico is I don't. Why? The stuff that are happening, people are
Mhm.
trying to get advantage of that law over there so that they don't
Mhm.
taxes and stuff like that.
Right.
So when people talk to me about Puerto Rico, I keep it on the low. Like, oh, it's good, it's nice, it's cute. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, but why are you asking? Are you asking like you want to get some property over there, or you just
Right.
want to go for the weekend? Oh, I just want to go for the weekend. Oh, okay, then come here. Let me tell you everything that you can do over there. But if you're telling
Right.
me, oh no, I'm thinking about getting a property over there. Oh no, oh horrible. Oh, the crime. Oh no. Curfew. Don't be out after this time, because it's not gonna be good for you. Oh, I try to paint it as horrible as possible, because I gotta
Yeah.
stop these people from coming getting all of this. Because the beauty of Puerto Rico is so rich, and the way that you're
Yes.
explaining it, like it really transcends. Puerto Rico is
Yes.
just, I see Puerto Rico as the sister of Mother Earth. Like, yes,
Absolutely.
Mother Earth is all of it. No, Puerto Rico is the sister. It's not part of it. It's its
Absolutely.
own
Absolutely.
beauty. It has its own magic. And I feel that the more people go over there and misuse our resources and
Mhm.
privatize them, the more magic we're gonna lose, and we're just gonna become
Absolutely.
one of everything like everybody else. And
You
I'm
have a
trying to
good
stop that
point.
in the most subtle way possible, without putting my island down, right?
Right, right. No, and I understand it, and we see it, right? We see what it looked like 5 years ago, what it looked like 10 years ago, and what's happening today. It is a
Mhm.
beautiful island, and we have to wake up. Los que se fueron y los que están aquí, they have to wake up and understand that it is a rich port, right? Puerto Rico, rich port, a translation. And we have to stop thinking that we don't have. We have more than enough. We have trees that feed
More
us.
than
We're
enough,
in the United
lady. We
States.
have everything there.
Come on, in the United States, they
Everything.
only have male trees. I have female trees all around me here. And people don't understand that. They see all the trees. A tree is a tree. No, a tree is not a tree. A tree that bears fruit is a female. She is a goddess. She is a lady. She is feeding you electrical, como la iglesia dice, agua de vida, right? Living water. That's the fruits. But in the United States, they're going to sell them to you. And they're not even that great. But here in Puerto Rico, donde quiera que tú ve, the trees, those are ladies. You say good morning to them. I say grand rising, lady trees, grand rising, mango tree, aguacate, because they are goddesses.
Right. No, you know what's funny though? I started
Mm-hmm.
planting recently, because
Yes.
I felt a disconnect that I never felt
Mm-hmm.
out of Puerto Rico.
Yep.
But I felt a disconnect, and I thought it was Puerto Rico. I said some part of me is still in Puerto Rico, and I'm
Mhm.
not the same anymore. But I started planting, and I
Yes.
felt that connection again, and I was like, oh, it's nature. It's
It's
that.
nature.
Oh my gosh.
That
And
is
my
ahí es la
husband is like, why are
riqueza.
you doing this much? Like all of this. He's like, you don't understand the beauty of you putting something in the ground and seeing it grow as a baby. It's like, I'm a mother. I had a
Yeah.
baby in my belly for 9 months.
Exactly.
Imagine putting a seed in the ground and watch it grow just like that pregnancy. And then watch it bring fruition to life. That's
I'm gonna give you
wow.
a magical advice. Every morning, you're going to turn on beautiful classical music. I usually put a 15-minute timer for your plant. And you're gonna hit me back up and you're gonna say,
Girl, put a
Charlie,
boom right next to
this
them because it's
plant
like
is a
30 of
tree.
them.
Yes. I do it every day. I live in Florida, and I was fortunate to move a little bit more to the countryside. And in my backyard, I have the lady mango, lady lemon and lime, lady avocado. I even have a pineapple, thanks to my friend Milton here. And so every morning when I wake up, I say Grand Rising, ladies, and then I turn the classical music on. Y ese palo de mango is the
Huh.
leaves are coming out, coming out. It looks like almost like my hair when it's big. They love music. Remember, there's nothing dead on this earth. Everything is living.
Nothing. Mira, my husband left the cauliflower outside, and the cauliflower is starting to bring the cauliflower. I can see the little white
Uh-huh.
bundle, and I'm like super jealous
Exactly.
over this plant now. It's the first one that gave
Yep.
fruition, so I'm like super protective. And my
Yes.
husband forgot to put water on it, and it almost died. All the plants went down,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the little bundle is exposed. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
no. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of drown it on water and put it on the shade, and I saw how the plants went all the way up and hid the little bundle,
Yes.
and I was like, oh my gosh, thankfully. And but at the end of the day, I sat down and I was like, that's beautiful.
Put
Like,
music. You're gonna
that was
see. Oh my
beautiful. Like
God.
how the plants just went out to protect the fruition just because it was
Exactly.
in the right environment. That's beautiful.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to sidetrack, but hey, talking about
No,
Puerto
no.
Rico and talking about
De
harvesting,
todo un
talking
poco.
about our culture, oh girl, you got me
De
there.
todo un poco. Yeah, no,
Let's go to our
absolutely.
question number 5. Our question number
Okay.
5 is, in what ways does Jekka explore themes of vengeance, redemption, and the consequences of one's actions? You did explain to us that it was because somebody hurt her granddaughter,
The granddaughter,
and
correct.
it changed her. So
Correct.
what, without giving us a lot of spoilers, what are
Exactly.
the consequences of those actions?
So, like we already know, she does lose her granddaughter, and the consequences of those actions is everything that's done in the dark will be exposed in the light. So, Bruce Monroe, who was the community and even work at the Harconia Psychiatry for young girls, troubled girls, everybody worshiped him. His darkness came to the light. Okay, his hacienda went from being flourishing and coffee to now being barren, no life, no workers. The workers understood through their connection through Mother Earth that if they come here to this cursed land, they are partaking. So then they will also be considered as a traitor. Her
Huh.
vengeance came through the land first. It ravaged the land quickly through her roots. Okay? Then now we're going to attack the bloodline, right? So you have the spouse, you have the child. Unfortunately, this happens a lot. The sins of the father are carried out through the generations, right? To the most innocent that really had nothing to do with it. Gabby was innocent. She didn't know, but her bloodline came from darkness. So this is something that I can't expose too much because I want the people to see that.
Yeah, please don't. I hate spoilers. I need to watch
Yes,
this.
yes.
Okay.
So we'll leave that part for you guys to see it, but it takes all that to really create a powerful, powerful entity to be feared. But you're gonna understand why. A
Yeah, because
lot of mothers and grandmothers.
it gives me the vibe of she gave a warning and
She
somebody
humbled
violated
herself.
it, and she gave so many like chances. Like, okay, I'm gonna
Exactly.
show up and I'm gonna ask questions. Y'all don't know who I am, but y'all better provide. Because if you don't, there's more coming, and they don't have any
Exactly.
idea what's going on until it hits them.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Listen, powerful story. Powerful
Thank
story.
you.
Let's go to
Thank
question
you.
number 6. Our question number 6 is, what challenges did you face while bringing this complex and haunting tale to life on screen?
I think the biggest challenge is trying to create a character that's not just, when people go see a horror movie, myself included, I'm looking for the story. I didn't want the character itself, that the story get lost because of the character, because that could happen. You could have a character and people not know, well, he's just scary, he does all these bad things. But understanding the story and the complexity that brought this character to this type of power, that was a challenge, because I didn't want to mimic other movies. Even if you see other movies, you think, oh, I got a fresh idea. But wait a minute, it's really staying blank, a blank canvas in your mind, and starting from that moment and not focusing on anything else around you. How would Jekka handle this? What would happen next? What's important to her? If I was her and I've been protecting my people from everything else that happens on the island and trying to keep these people as connected to Mother Nature and the power of everything, and then one person takes one of our children, innocence. That was a challenge. And it is still a challenge. It took me from the minute we filmed in Puerto Rico in Hacienda Lealtad, Jekka's image was still a little muddy, right? I knew who she is. I know what she's going to do. But how does she look? We know Blanca Lizette Cruz played Jekka with the white hair. She did a phenomenal job. But how do I turn that into something that the audience is going to fear? That took me a year and a half. And I'm very proud to say she's going to look freaking amazing. She still carries her tierra with her. She still has her tribal markings on her face. She still is going to walk barefooted. ¿Me entiende? But she's a force to be reckoned with. So watch out, you know? So that was the challenge, really creating an entity that people could say, oh, see, I could see why she did that. And then seeing her in all her glory, even though it's horror, and saying that's art. She didn't lose her tribe just because she went to the other side. She still carried that indigenous with her over to that. And it's not done like most filmmakers will think, oh, los indios and the cowboys and Indians, and we're gonna make, no, that royalty is still in her. You're still gonna see it. You're still gonna know you're in front of a very powerful woman. So watch what you say and watch how pure your heart is, because she can see right through you. So that was a challenge, and I loved every step of it. I love it. I challenge myself. I tell every artist, remember this. When you are creating, you are in your feminine energy. The feminine energy is the most powerful energy. I tell men that too. Don't feel that when you're in your feminine, you're soft. You're not. You're your most powerful. You will
Huh.
paint Picasso. You will create big things in your feminine energy. The masculine energy is more to protect. You know how that goes, but it's our feminine energy. So my artist in Michigan, he's in his feminine energy. Whenever he's feeling a little off, I have to bring light into him. Let him know, remember who you are. Now let's do this. And he'll turn around and say, what do you think about this for Jekka? Yes, you nailed it. It's a team of people. I'm telling you, mama, it's a team of people. And I've been on sets where I've given so much to that team of people, and they don't value. They don't value us.
That's the
You
worst
understand?
environment to work on.
Yes.
You feel severed, like
Yes.
like like you don't you have not the opportunity to expand your magic to them, to actually give it
Exactly.
as a resource to become better. They don't see it
Exactly.
that way. Oh,
They
it's
don't
horrible to
see
work with
it.
that crowd of people. Horrible.
You give them all, like a lot of time I've done the key art, which is the posters of movies, or I've had other filmmakers say, hey, what do you think this entity should, and I'll design that entity from head to toes, and they love it. But when I get on the set, I'm looked up and down like, y esta. And I don't want that ever on my set. I don't want it. You understand that remember this, the body is terrestrial because we're on land, we're on tierra, right? We're terrestrial. Our minds are extraterrestrial. We can create and build. I want
Mhm.
extraterrestrial minds working with me on Jekka. So I'm not going to close your light because you have an idea. I want to hear it. What do you think? And
You know
question
what's
me.
funny about that? People be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, magic doesn't exist or miracles doesn't exist." Sir, one day somebody said, "I wish I could fly," and everybody laughed at them, and now
Uh-huh.
we have airplanes. Like,
Exactly.
excuse me, calm
Absolutely.
down. And you know what's beautiful about this story? It can be expanded to other settings. And I don't want to turn this political or anything, but I'm
Mhm.
not sure if you're familiarized with what's happening in Israel and Palestine.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
look at what you just mentioned. You mentioned there is a culture already here, and it was violated, and now it's trying to come for the tribe. Look
Mhm.
at it this way right now. The things that are happening over there, they are. I don't want to say these words because the life and whatnot, but they are
Mhm.
unaliving kids
Right.
that carry that fire of their own culture. And
Mhm.
the president of is it the president, the governor, I don't know, from Israel at
Mhm.
some point said that it was the right thing to do because he knew that they were gonna grow up to attack them. You're
I
wiping
feel
out
that.
their place. You're wiping out their families.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is resentment in a lot of hearts that are
Yeah.
broken. You broke a lot of entities. You
Yeah.
broke a lot of spirits, and now you're afraid that the kids are
Mhm.
gonna come after you when they grow up, and that's why you wanna. Oh, it's horrible. It's
You
horrible,
know,
but
Rose,
it reminds me to this story so bad.
and I tell you, we see it in so many ways. We see that. I think for me, I see life this way. I see that the truth is always going to be hidden. What you think is the truth is never really the truth. The truth is so simple. Anything that's complicated is usually a lie, right? Because when you're gonna tell a
Right.
lie, you gotta start planning. Okay, le voy a decir al jefe that I'm not coming to
No,
work
no, no,
because
no,
I'm
no.
sick,
You
so
know
I
what's
gotta
funny?
talk like this.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
Mhm.
Sometimes when you're having a tribal conversation and you're like, "Oh, can we go to the mall?" To say yes is just yes, let's go. Boom.
Uh-huh.
But when you want to say no, that's when you come up with excuses. Oh, I would
Exacto.
love to, but I have this and ta da da da. So now I see that
Exactly.
and human behavior when I'm talking to people.
Exactly.
When the question is simple, a yes or no,
The truth.
a
When the
yes
truth
is
is
easy.
simple,
When it's a no, you don't have to
se
say no. All you have
complica.
to say is say a lot
Se
of nothing
complica.
and
No,
jap
porque
and jap
tengo
and
que
jap.
ir y esto, que si lo otro. The lie
Okay,
is
that's
always
enough. Thank you.
complicated.
You
Yes,
complicated too
exactly.
much. Just say no. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Exactly. And people just have to stick to the truth. It's so simple. And to me, that's how I see it. Everything that's happening around us in Gaza and everywhere else, it's just the lies trying to not let the truth be exposed. That's all that is, you know
Well, that
and
being said, I would like to go to our question number 7, but we're
okay.
going to jump to question number 8 because you already answered my question number 7, which
Okay.
was how does the setting of the remote coffee plantation add to the eerie and ominous tone of the film? And you explained us that the plantation was part of the tribe setting where she
Mm-hmm.
used to live and her house and all of that stuff. And
Right.
then time passed, and now it's like a gold mine for
Mm-hmm.
money people. So
Exactly.
let's go to our question number 8. Our question number 8 is, can you discuss the significance of the blood rituals performed by Jekka on the cursed tree and its impact on the characters and their fates?
Absolutely. Her blood sealed the fate of anyone under the name of Monroe, anyone that walked on this land and even spit on the land or used the land
Mm,
and abused the land. So the people understand, don't ever be on the plantation when that sun sets. She will not only come to you through the devil's tree of thorns, she's in the storm that ravages the land every sunset looking for the souls of the Monroes. She's looking for
mm.
that little girl and she ravages. So she is in the storm, she's in the wind, she's in the rain. Okay? She is so powerful. She is nature in itself. Okay, so this is how it works. The curse is going to be locked in. Her sacrifice, she knew me sacrificing myself, as powerful as a being as I am. If I lock my blood into the roots of this tree, my curse will run the ground. And let me tell you something. I'm a earth sign, and you got water signs. And I'll walk into the ocean, and the ocean is rough, and the ocean is hitting me, and I can't even swim. But I always tell the ocean, take it easy with me, for I am the ground upon which you lay upon. I am earth, right? Understand that without earth, you have nothing. You don't have where to stand on. So through the ground is how she spreads it. That plantation will not produce again. But once Gabby comes back 25 years old and steps, everything starts to bloom.
Wow.
Because
That's
the
good. I
lie, right? We're used to
can't wait
living
to
in a
watch
world
this
of
for real.
lie. Yeah, we're used to living in a world of life. So now the coffees are back, and you could come here and make this home. But the reality is Jekka's coming. You know, so trato de decirte without telling you too much.
Girl, you're doing fantastic. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give you an award for amazing storytelling because damn, girl, you got me here. Hook up. Look,
Thank
I'm like
you.
with my feet up here, just getting comfy on my robe. I'm like, girl, I'm about to bring
Uh,
up the popcorn.
Yeah. And I actually, I'm staying in San Juan, but I actually said I gotta get to this hacienda fast because I wanted this to be my background. I don't know if you guys could see, but right behind me is an amazing coffee plantation. This is Hacienda Munoz. I'm not sure if we're gonna use this one just yet. We're gonna go in there in a little bit and talk to them about the story. But we definitely have Hacienda Tres Ángeles, que es en la Junta. We have Hacienda Lealtad, Hacienda El Jibarito, which is in San Sebastián.
Hi,
All
bendito.
these haciendas are connecting to the story, and allowing us to use their plantation to bring the story to life. It's amazing.
Listen, I will ask you for something kindly
Yes,
whenever we're
ma'am.
done with this interview. If you can go into that coffee plantation and take some videos for me, that would be,
Oh, absolutely.
girl, that would be
You
amazing.
got
I would
it.
like to talk about it in one of our Instagram posts about Jekka. I
Yes,
would like to share that beauty over there. So, that being
absolutely.
said, let's go to our question number 9. Our question number 9 is: how does Jekka distinguish itself from other supernatural thrillers in the genre?
Exactly. And I would say that would be the hardest, right? Because everybody, when you say I'm doing a horror movie, I no, 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 no. They don't understand. Not every horror is the same. This horror movie has heart and soul. It is an indigenous entity that's human like us, that feels pain like us. We all feel all these emotions. We all have felt anger before, but we're taking it to the extreme. What would happen? So this is going to teach our audience, you have to be careful because we are all powerful in ourselves. And when you
Mhm.
let anger overtake you, you can hurt others. You can hurt yourself. Learn to manage your emotion, learn to forgive overall. El perdón is the easiest thing and most satisfying, but some people find it so hard to forgive. They took this from me.
Yeah, but
Forgiving is more
it's because of
powerful.
this, it's easy to say I'm sorry or I forgive you, but it's the resentment
And
inside of your soul that
inside,
weighs you down.
that'll churn and churn and churn and make you sick. Let it go. Como dice the
Yeah.
Disney song, let it go
Let
and
it go.
embrace.
Let it
Yes, let it
go.
go. Exacto. So simple. What do we say in the beginning? The truth is simple. Everything should be simple. If it's complicated, then you're hiding something. You're hiding your true feelings. If it hurts, let it out. Tell them you hurt me. It hurt me. And once you let it out, it frees you. Same thing with Jekka. She bottled it, bottled it, bottled it. On part one, we're not gonna go too much into her actually doing the curse and all that. That's for part two, honeys, because the locations for that is here in Puerto Rico. And just like Wakanda, if you watch Wakanda Forever, it's that big that I couldn't
Mhm.
fit it into an hour and 30 minutes. So I wanted to lay down my foundation with Jekka 1 and Jekka 2. Let's go. Let's
So,
see her
question.
bury
I
her.
have a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you
Yeah.
because you said this is a trilogy.
Really.
Are any of these parts a chronicle?
Like one behind the other when you say chronicle?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
for
So,
example, we start with this one, which really catches the audience and be like, oh my gosh, the story is amazing. And then maybe the next one is going to be the life of Jekka before she passed and all of that
right.
stuff.
So the way that we're doing is the first part, all the characters are introduced and we go right into the curse. The second part is going to deal a little bit more with the little girl. Who was she?
Okay.
Keep in mind, that's his only one daughter.
Yeah.
She took her out of the plantation. What happened to her? Those nightmares. What's going on with her? Did Jack ever get a hold of her? What did Carol do? Did she come back to the plantation? Carol loved the coffee plantation. It's going to deal with that. And Jekka, again, trying to get this child. Okay, that's part two. Part three is going to deal more with Bruce Monroe because, you know, he did bad things, man. He did really bad things. He's a psychopath. But let's touch in psychopath now.
Wait, we're talking about the protagonist, the male protagonist of
Yes,
the film.
correct. Correct. Let's get down to the
Okay.
nitty gritty. Let's see how people hide. You know, how do people could show you one face and be this perfect person, but have such a dark heart?
Huh.
So
Wow.
there's three parts to that. After that, you know, I'm the type of filmmaker that I'll tell the story. I want to tell the story correctly, you know, and every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You know, it becomes a franchise and then it becomes about money, and I get that part. But for me, three parts of me telling you the story in the beginning, what happened in between, and then I'll take it to the end so you can understand everything. That's as far as I'm thinking of taking it. Things can change, who knows? But for right now, that's it. And then we have other stuff coming to Puerto Rico. We have Michael Dorta, who's Milton Dorta's son, who wrote a book about the Cacique princess. And I told him, I said, let's turn it into a script. People need to hear that. It's almost like our
Wait,
Pocahontas.
are we talking about the story of the one that sacrificed herself in the waterfall because of the curse that went into her tribe? Girl, I want to see that.
Get ready. Get ready. You know,
That's
Borinquen
amazing.
and it's la cacique, the cacique princess. That's going to be coming to Puerto Rico. We also have another one. You know, a lot of the Puerto Ricans, especially in the 60s. Mira lo que está behind me. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Beautiful.
Wet.
It's a
Oh,
beautiful
that's so
peacock.
cute! It's a peacock. Hi,
Yes.
beauty. Oh my gosh, the elegance of Puerto Rico. I'm telling you, people
I
don't even
know.
know.
This is
People don't
richness.
even
Being able
know.
to sit out here con una tacita de café and just breathe and enjoy Mother Nature, man. But there's a lot of stuff. Getting back to that real quick, because I know our time is running out. There's also the story, the other side of the Puerto Ricans, right? The ones that leave the island, that come to like New York or the big cities, you know, to prosper, and they get discriminated and they go through the struggles, but they're able to transcend all that and come back and give back to the island. Because remember, it's always what you put out will always come back at you tenfold. So put out good, and that good will just come back tenfold. There's
Yes,
another
yes,
story
ma'am.
about that. So we're gonna be connected here in Puerto Rico. Hay muchas cosas coming, and I'm excited. I think we got like over 10 years of work for here in Puerto Rico.
You know what I love about this? I'm trying to wait until I get mama. La la la, wait till I get mama. Right. Listen, I'm trying to wait until and I'm getting back to Puerto Rico because I really want to enrich the culture over there, and I love what you're doing. It's amazing.
you.
It feels like you got a one up on me, but I don't feel any envy or hate at all. I really want to
Tranquila, que aquí estoy para ti si me
Do it.
necesita.
do it.
Yo voy para ti. Remember that. And that's how people treat me here. I come here with my story and everybody's connecting. Everybody is magnetic, you know? And they here for me, I'm here for them. Y yo estoy aquí por ti. Whenever you want to do something, you reach out to me. Charlie's there. You know what I mean?
Amazing,
Like say, ain't no river wide enough, honey.
Amazing. And not just you're amazing, but your storytelling,
Thank you.
it's so engaging. So
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you for that fire that you
You're
got.
welcome. Un
With
placer, un
that being
placer.
said, I want to give you one last question. I want to
Yes,
ask you one
ma'am.
last question. And then after that, we're going to the two last segments of our interview, and we're done because
Okay.
I know you're going to be filming today in a little bit. And then after our interview, I do want to show the trailer again because there's some people that came after, so I don't
Okay.
want to lose that. Okay, so question number
Absolutely.
10. What do you hope the audience will what do you hope audiences will take away from experiencing this haunting and intense story in the big screen?
For me, I want them to take away that, understand that they're here to experience emotions, and understand that all emotions are just that, emotions, good or bad. Treat them the same, right? When you fall in love, you want to tell the world. But when
Right.
you hurt, you want to shelter yourself. You want to close yourself in. No, share it. You share everything. Because we have to release ourselves. This movie, I want people to understand how powerful it could be when you hold these negative feelings inside, how it can destroy you and destroy everything around you. Even a plantation that had cherries can be taken down in seconds.
Hmm.
So be careful with your words, love with your heart completely, and forgive, because forgiveness is everything.
It is.
That's what I want
Amen
them
to
to
that.
understand. It's easier to love than to forgive, but it should be the other way around. It should be easy to forgive.
And I love that
Because
you're using this metaphors of the,
hmm
well, it's not really metaphors if you put it into reality, it's exactly
yes,
what it
ma'am,
is.
right?
But I love that you're using nature for your metaphors, because
hmm
it's really easy. Hey, when a man has a wife and it's a flower, if you don't water her every day, what's gonna
hmm
happen? She's gonna wither,
hmm Exactly.
and then she's gonna give you hell, and she's not gonna be your peace. What do you
Yep.
want
Happy
to do
wife,
to
happy
change
life.
that? Water her, put some
Yep.
classical music by her,
Build
take
her
her
up. Let her
outside
be
so that she can get
herself.
some sun, right?
Yeah, let her be her, because you know what? People share lives. It doesn't mean that you have to lose yourself. Let her be her and you meet her in the middle, and that's how everything makes magic. So, well, you're
I
right, but
love
that's
it.
what I want. I want people to understand, that we can create Jekkas in the world by holding on to negative feelings and by projecting negative to our kids and
We
to the
can
people
create,
around us.
baby. There
Mm-hmm.
is already a
Yes.
lot of Jekkas here,
Yeah.
and they better start fixing this up, because it's the end for all of us if nobody takes the
Yes.
wheel. God, take the
Yes,
wheel,
ma'am.
please.
Yes, ma'am.
So that being said, we have
Uh-huh.
culminated our questions segment, and now I
Thank
want to come
you.
to a very important segment of our interview. For me,
Okay.
this is the most important one, because this is where people really learn about your expertise. So
Okay.
that being said, let's go to our artistic advice. So something that you think it's crucial for directors and artists in general to know, something that you think it's important for them to know in order to further their careers.
Exactly. For me, for as a director, I think you need to know who you work with. Know them. Not just know how much they're getting paid and when they have to work for you. Know their abilities. See, the minute I meet you, I'm gonna first tap into your extraterrestrial abilities. How creative are you? Can you think outside the box? And then understand that you're letting her know, I see you. I see you. Because that person on my set is going to give 200%. Then the person who just comes in and does a job, you're not here to do a job, you're part of the story. Okay, that's
Exactly.
as a director. As an artist, as an actor getting in, letting them know you could take all the training in the world. I studied at Adelphi University in New York, and I was scared of my acting teacher, but I was scared of her because she was so real. She'll be talking of us and crying and doing all this. And I was 18 years old
That's
looking at
how
her
you
saying,
know she has that fire in you, just like you.
yes.
Like that's how
And,
you
and,
know
and I kind
she
of felt
cares.
like, you know what? I kind of felt like she felt like I'm here teaching this to all these rich kids because you got the money. But the reality is you're not even willing to invest it in yourself. And she would go off. And I took that to heart. And I understood that you have to have skin in what you love to do. Stop thinking that, oh, somebody's going to sign me. Sign yourself to the task. Get out there, get it
Right.
done. I'm out here scouting. You see me sweating. My hair is not as the way it is originally, but guess what? There's skin. Now I know how it feels to come here, to go down to a coffee plantation that's rough terrain, to smell the dirt, to see the tree, to sweat with the campesinos. Get in
Mm,
there. Get in there. When you take on a role, remember you took on the job to create a personality, to lend your body, your vessel to a personality. Then know how they walk, know how they talk. Get out there. Don't stay inside and find a coach that's going to teach you. Yeah, you could do that if you need it, but get out there. Get out there. Make it real for you. So when you're in the set, it is real.
you know, something I tell people, people ask me what is a independent filmmaker, and I'd be like,
Hmm.
oh, it's if you look in the dictionary, it's gonna be superhero. And
There
they're
you
like,
go.
why do you say that? And it's like, sir, we gotta scout, we gotta cast, we gotta
Exactly.
read, we gotta edit, we gotta how do you supervise, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do this. We
Absolutely.
also gotta be
All the hats.
the emotional blanket for the actors when they're not feeling their best self in their characters. Like, listen,
Absolutely.
just summarize all of that into superhero. That's
Yes.
what we do,
I
girl.
actually have
Like,
a Wonder Woman tattoo on my arm.
there you go, there you
Yeah.
go. Well, that being said, let's go to our next segment. So here in United States,
Mhm.
we have free speech. Here at Movie
Right.
Talk with Pressplay Cinema, we have free art speech. So this is
Okay.
your panel. It's open for you to talk to us about anything, how to find you, your next project, when are you
Yes.
thinking it's going to be the release, where, whatever you'd like to
Absolutely.
the audience, go ahead.
All right, so I want to invite everyone to continue to follow us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. Not as much on TikTok as I should, but we're going to get there. Follow us, follow the story. We're going to have some amazing behind the scenes, some amazing locations that, yes, we're filming here, but tourism in Puerto Rico is important. Come out here, bring the children, bring the family, experience what it really is, the real Puerto Rico. Not the New York City Puerto Rico. That's us out there doing our thing because we miss our land. We miss our island. So we try to create
Yeah.
what that island would be like if it's in New York or in Boston or wherever. But the true Puerto Rico is here and it's so simple. It's as simple as that rooster you just heard. It's all natural. You understand? A lot of
Is
people
the
only can
peacock
take
still around you?
anyone.
Is the peacock still around you?
Déjame ver dónde está. Oh, yeah, mira qué lindo. He's over there.
Listen, audience, some of the beautiful things of Puerto Rico is that animals are just, listen, you just gotta bring yourself your little coffee and your pan out. You sit down and you just let
Hmm.
all of those animals just walk all over you.
These
And it's
animals are
a
free.
wish. Lady,
These
thank you.
animals are
Thank you,
free. They're
thank you
not
for
in a
making Puerto
zoo. You
Rico
don't have to
for
pay admission. They're free and you respect them and they respect you.
this.
In the
Exactly,
States, we
girl.
quickly want to cage animals and put the birds here and make it a zoo and charge people. There's no charging. This is all natural. Our rivers. You're going to go in un rio here, expect the little fish to come around you. It scared me at first, I'm not going to lie. But they come around you. This is life. This is living here. So I invite everyone to do that. As far as what we have planned with the trilogy, we also have a TV series that we're going to bring to Puerto Rico called Toxic
Ooh,
Paradise. Okay, that one, I've been writing it longer than Jekka because it's going to open up the first season with 8 episodes. And again, we're going to be casting in La Isla, and the story is going to be amazing. It's almost like one of those survival type of stories, but with a twist because I didn't want it to be like, oh, that's lost, oh, that's survival. No, this is Toxic Paradise, where six friends graduate from the university. They're partying in Miami, get invited to a after party. Before they know it, they're on a private island trying to survive. Would you still be my friend if I knew that they can take you before me? Let's find out. Meet me at Toxic Paradise. So, that's coming to Puerto Rico. That's going to give us an opportunity to work con la juventud. Now we're going to be
oh,
working with
see.
younger actors, getting them ready. Get your work ready. Get out here. We're going to be filming. You're going to be out with the mosquitoes. That's another thing. A lot of people think, I want to be an actress until you put them in a
A lot of
scenario.
sacrifice in it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sacrifice in it.
Yes,
If
like
you really
Molly.
want it,
Molly's beautiful.
just get it. And don't say
Can't see it.
but
Uh-huh.
but no, just
Yeah,
go and get
get
it.
it.
It's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of things that come with
Exactly.
it. Just get it. Just get it. If
Rose,
either
Maali,
get it or
the
not,
girl that
that's it.
plays, uh-huh. Maali, the girl that plays, the actress that plays Maali, her name is Shanali Rios, bella, de aquí de Puerto Rico. She was all glammed up, right? She comes to the set. She gets in her wardrobe. Ah, look at that.
Ay,
Look at this.
bello.
This is
Mwah,
magic. it, guys.
precioso.
Mira, qué bello.
Wow.
Mira, mira, he's
Qué
showing off. That's what they do.
hermosura.
That's why they call them
You
peacock.
gotta turn around and show them.
Girl, oh my gosh.
Woo!
Buddy, turn around this way. Here we come. Here comes
He's
the
coming,
ham.
he's coming, he's coming.
Here
Mira,
comes
like,
the ham. Here we come.
mira, he
Like
knows.
he's showing off. He
Come this
peacocking.
way.
Yeah.
Like,
So the
oh,
actress
y'all
Denali
live?
Leo,
Okay, look at this.
we
Mm,
had to take her,
mm.
her scene is in the coffee plantation and it rains, so it's muddy.
There it goes. He's
You
gone.
know, it's muddy and stuff.
Look
So,
right there.
míralo, míralo, míralo.
Oh,
Ay,
wow.
sweetheart.
What a beautiful
Mira
bird.
qué lindo.
My
Eh?
goodness gracious.
We really
Yeah.
hired. We hired.
Thank you so much for
You're
assisting
welcome.
this interview in such a setting in which we can all see
I
a
wanted you guys
piece
to
of the beauty of
experience
Puerto
this.
Rico. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
I wanted you guys to
I
experience
didn't know
it.
I needed this. I needed this.
Yes. And if you have a chance to come to Puerto Rico, go to Hacienda Lealtad. It will transport you to the 1800s. And I tell you, you film in certain things, and sometimes you do feel the energies there. Yes, they're there, but you know what? They're not harmful. It's just the spirits of our ancestors that were there. You understand? And they're curious. They want to know, ¿qué están haciendo estos aquí? Like, it's beautiful. So visit Hacienda Lealtad. Definitely you're gonna be it's breathtaking. If you could go to Tres Angeles, go there. The best coffee. We're gonna do VIP packages for the VIPs of the film, and they're gonna get the coffee, the cups de Puerto Rico que antes eran el coco. Remember they used to drink coffee out of the coconut. We're gonna do a whole like gift package with all those memorabilia of Puerto Rico, so that they get
Oh my gosh.
immersed in what this is all about.
Ma'am, just let me know when the castings are out.
Yes,
I'm gonna try to shoot my shot.
absolutely. You got it. You got it.
This is amazing. This is amazing. I really commend you for what you're doing.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for the power that you
Thank
have
you.
in your speech, because it's not about the speech, it's about the passion that comes
Mm-hmm.
with the speech. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you for your
welcome.
storytelling. Thank you for daring to inspire, because that's what
Thank
we're
you.
doing here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And we have culminated this interview. So if you have anything else to say before I let you go ahead.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. 2 years ago I came to Puerto Rico and we had a lot of PRs wanting to write about it. I was like, no, I work in silence because sometimes silence is more powerful to get people to just do right. Let's do right by this film because we can always bring the media later. We can always show off later,
Right.
right? So I want to thank you. You're the first person that I have actually spoken in the media sense about this film, and I love the feeling that I got from you and the positivity that we're spreading to everyone, not only Puerto Ricans, to anyone that wants to come to make a film out here. Puerto Rico is beautiful. Respect the land, treat it as it's yours, and Puerto Rico will give you everything you need, from the sun that'll keep
Exactly.
you warm to the shades under these beautiful trees.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Listen, I didn't know I was the first one. I'm honored. Thank you so much, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you, hermanita, thank you.
Muchas gracias por venir con nosotros. Al Peacock too. Hey,
Míralo
thank
ahí,
you for
míralo
coming
ahí.
and showing us your vibrant colors. You
Beautiful.
are flawless, okay? He's like, okay, the life is done. Oh, wait,
Mira,
let me
mira,
show
mira, le
you.
gustó la cámara. He likes the camera.
You want to be part of the interview too. Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Charlie. I'll
You're
see you
welcome.
around, and let's
Yes,
stay
ma'am.
connected because this is not our last interview.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to thank Jorge too for connecting us. He made that happen so fast. I was so humbled. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And thank you to everyone that took the time out of their morning to listen to us and just spread the word and continue to follow us.
Now, something about Jorge is that Jorge is super down to earth, and he's
Yes.
right through, like we say it in Puerto Rico.
Oh, we
I
were
have
talking for like 2 hours.
absolutely nothing but love for that man, because
Yeah.
he's not, oh, roast this, oh, roast that.
Mm-hmm.
Esta es la que hay.
Esta es la
Esta
que
es la
hay.
que hay.
Real,
Esta es
real
la que
right
hay.
through.
Tú lo coges o no lo coges como tú quieras, pero esa es
Exactly.
la que hay. Thank you.
He
That's
read
what
the
I need.
script. He read the script and he's like, Charlie, I am so honored. And his words were everything to me, because when you're writing, you're here all the time, and now you're sharing it with everyone else. So that I felt very humble when he said that to me. And if you ever want to read the script, let me know. I'll shoot it out to you. And if you want to be on set, you're more than invited to be on set with us.
Girl, don't
Okay?
tell me with a good time.
You already
Don't tell me with a
know.
good time.
No hay que salir de Puerto Rico to have a good time. So you're more than invited.
Ah, me encantó eso. Muy bien. No hay que salir
Ajá.
eso. Pedro
Yes.
Capó, oye, porque
La
para
canción.
vacilar no hay que
No hay
salir
que
de
salir de
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. That's
I
right.
love you, Carly. I love you already. Thank
I
you
love
so
you
much.
too.
I'll see you
You're
soon.
welcome. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
mommy. Bye, baby.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in into this interview with Charlie Yvonne Maisonette, her first interview about Jekka here at Movie Talk with Pressplay Cinema. I'm honored. Guys, I'm sorry. I was choking up trying to not cry because I love Puerto Rico. I love it so much. And I left such a pure piece of me over there. And every time I see a little glimpse of it, it makes me cry. I'm going to cry right now. Y'all not going to see me cry. So I'm going to show you that trailer. And then we're going to say goodbye again. Bye.
She was dead. On the ground, and Brucey he was motionless and covered in some blood. I don't know what happened.
What do you see, Manolo?
A grandmother in pain over the loss of her only granddaughter. Rage, hate, torment in her eyes. Jekka is an extremely powerful Jaa woman and will prick her with pain.
I don't believe in curses. No child women.
¿Qué pasó? What happened? La niña. Mother, he's only a child. Who killed her?
Take your hands off of me! I love you and Daddy more than anything.
I don't want you stepping through this coffee plantation anymore.
Jekka! Mali, Jai, Chibati, Lechka.
Amazing. Amazing. Guys, I put the trailer up there because I put it in the beginning, but some people came a little later. So I played it for you guys. Thank you for tuning in at Movie Talk with Pressplay Cinema. I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 again. And on Friday at 8:30 p.m. EST. This is EST, okay? Easter time. Have a beautiful day. Dare to inspire.